All right, Prez here, and here's the plan for today. Today we're going to throw a bunch of urchin baits. Not so much that I want to prove one bait versus another, because I really don't care. But I just want confidence in the stuff I'm throwing when I'm in tournaments. So I have the Ouchie, and it's got a 4. You can see it. It's a quad, size 2 quad on it on 12-pound test. I'm throwing it on the shaker because I want to be able to snap that bait and move it. But I don't want it to come a long distance, so it's 6'7" shaker. It is not the G shake. It is not the glass tip version. That's what I'd use for a minnow, but I actually kind of want to move this bait kind of abruptly and have it stop abruptly, so I'm doing that. I'm going to try a couple other things today. So I've got this, which is a green pumpkin blue Coike 17 millimeter, which the 17 millimeter is about the same size as the 58 Ouchie. You can see it's pretty deformed. That's just because it was in the box one weekend and it got hot. I tried all the tricks to really get it back to normal. I'm not really sure it matters that much if they're gonna bite it or not. If it's all deformed, I'm not sure. I just want to know the characteristics of both of them. Actually, 3 of them. I've got another one here we'll probably throw later, which is the Meba. I've got a green pumpkin Meba. We'll throw that here in a little bit. I just brought 2 rods to tie up for today. But one thing I do know is the Coike with size 1 treble and a 1/64th, I'm pretty sure it's 1/64th, has the same fall rate as an Ouchie with a quad hook, size 2 quad, almost the same. The Ouchie's actually a little bit slower. It kind of appears like with the smaller ones, I like the treble hook style for getting hookups. I mean, I've still lost a couple. I mean, I haven't even turned the camera on today, but we've probably got 4 or 5. But I just want to know the characteristics and the best ones to use in which situation. Smallmouth with an Ouchie and a quad hook stuck in his mouth. One for the Ouchie. Critical situation update. I just lost another big one, but this time it was on the quad hook, so that's 2 pretty good ones on treble hooks that I've lost. So we'll see if we can make an adjustment and not do that. That's dumb. All right, hold up. I was in the middle of trying to finish that video and I realized I made a huge mistake. It's super dumb. So I'm gonna show you actually, after watching all the video, and I actually slow-moed a lot of the fish catches, I learned a lot about why I was losing those fish. So let me show you what I found. So here was my biggest mistake. I was throwing a quad hook. You can see this big old quad hook. It's off of a glide bait, size 2 quad hook on the Ouchie 58, which is the same as the 17 millimeter. I was doing that because on the bigger full cast baits, like our Ouchie 100 or a full cast, a big quad hook on a flipping stick is a way to get a lot of bites and get them in the boat. Guys are doing that. I still think the frog hook is better, but we'll go into that in a minute. But after watching the video and seeing all the dumb mistakes, like, hey, all these fish are jumping off after they've been hooked and they're coming off when they pull hard, it kind of dawned on me. What's happening is their mouths are going around this bait, they're engulfing it fully, and they're putting pressure on almost all 4 points. And so there's no area, or when they do it that way, there's no way for the bait to get cockeyed in their mouth and drive, when you set the hook, to drive 1 or 2 of these hook points through their mouths. Their mouths are too small. And the problem with this hook, if you look at it closely, you'll see that it's got a rounded tip to it. It's meant to be part of a glide bait where they slash at the bait. It's not, when you curve the tips in like that, it's hard to get them when they've got equal pressure around all 4 hooks to get one of them to start and set. The second problem with that is I want to throw it on the shaker, which is our 6'7" medium action, because I can manipulate this bait. I feel like I get more bites with the ability. That rod allows me to move the bait subtly, not very far, but also be kind of snappy with it, move it quickly. But it's still a 6'7" medium spinning rod, and I'm trying to drive, you know, a flipping hook wire sized hook into their mouth. When it dawned on me that, you know, there was something wrong when I was making the video, I realized that I was throwing the Coike on a treble, which a treble has a little less. This is a size 1 Gamakatsu Finesse TGW. I think it's their medium wire. And when I was throwing this, I was landing more fish, and they were getting hooked better. And I think it's because this thing can kind of go sideways in their mouth. There's not that extra fourth hook kind of preventing it from getting cockeyed. Plus, it has straight tips. So whatever you start to drive a hook, it's not rounded. It actually can start to penetrate. So I was actually landing more fish. I was actually with a Coike. I have a Ouchie on this right now, but with the Coike. So when I was going through the video, I realized the treble was better than the quad. So don't throw the quad. That was a huge mistake. Lost a lot of fish doing that. One of the tricks we have with this, as you can see, we use these VersaKeeper stoppers. You can buy these tackle warehouses out of them, but this stopper is really good for keeping. I have not thrown one Ouchie yet rigging just like this. This is, I mean, these are all the same ones I had when we first started building them. We don't throw them. Most people, when they lose an Urchin style bait, it's because it's hung up under a dock or on a tree or something like that. Even with our special blend, our plastisol makeup with our hardener and stuff like that, we're not tearing our baits out and throwing them off. I mean, it's just not happening. Not yet, at least. The next idea we had after kind of talking to a couple guys, talking to the pros, getting some feedback on social media, was the frog hook for the bait is obviously better. So we kind of bastardized a couple frogs and we put this together. And I wanted to show you guys how we do this. We take a drop shot weight. This is a 1/4 ounce drop shot weight, and you open up the end of it so that it'll slide over one of the legs of the hook. And then you use one of the VersaKeepers like this and drive that VersaKeeper down there. That actually keeps the weight on the bottom of the hooks, so you can actually set where it goes. It can't rotate around to the top, which is a lot better than the split ring deal, because the split ring, when we were trying the split ring, if the bait rolls over, your line actually gets hung up in the split ring, which is really frustrating. So we were doing it this way. You can actually push that VersaKeeper way in there and drive your weight in there. And so it stays with the weight on the bottom of the hook. And that prevents it from rolling over like that when it's falling through the water and you're not tongue hooking them. So the reason I have a lead weight on here, I know there's prettier ways to do this, but this is just so that I can clip off a little bit of weight here and there and find out what the right fall rate is. Once I figure it out, I can go to a tungsten weight if I want, but this might be the next option. Once again, the bigger problem is you've got like a flipping, I mean, this is a huge wire hook, and you're still trying to drive it with a spinning rod. I'm not sure if this is going to be the answer. Or you can always go back to a single hook, but my experience with single hook is still quite not very good. I mean, we still lose quite a few fish, so still trying to figure that out. Here's an example. The reason we like the frog hook is it works so well with the full cast. So here's a full cast done the same way with a VersaKeeper, keeping the weight where it should be so it stays below the hooks. This jacks them, but the difference is you're throwing a Coike full cast like on a Zilla 7.3, you know, medium heavy Zilla with 20-pound test, and you can crack them like you would with a frog, and you can drive these hooks. Much better hookup ratio with the frog hook in the Ouchie 100 than with a single hook, and way better than with a quad hook. Like I like this so much better than with a quad hook. But definitely. So thanks for watching the video, guys. Like I normally don't like to film an ending like this where I come out here and talk about it, but after watching those fish losses and I was getting pretty frustrated, it kind of dawned on me. You know, the quad hook was a mistake. Definitely not the best thing for the smaller baits. So keep sending your guys on our social media page. I saw you guys were sending some ideas. We try all that stuff, man. We love this, solving these problems. So fun way to fish, fun baits. Definitely get a shaker if you like to shake the little ones, like they jump on it. We just got to figure out how to make sure we get every one of them in the boat. That's the goal. So thanks for watching, and God bless you guys.